Let's talk your wide receiver rankings,
sir.
Matthew. And it's headlined by the great Stephon Diggs, who is likely to play, well, certainly 2 games and likely 3 even, and then followed by Jamar Chase and A.J. Brown.
Yeah, I mean, I get obviously Chase and Diggs are 2 of the best in the NFL. Each one has a chance at playing 3 games, a legit chance. A.J. Brown comes in at 3. Look, since week 13, he's averaging over 110 receiving yards a game. That is best in the NFL. But it's a run-heavy offense. You could make an argument for A.J. Brown at number 1 because there's a chance they play.
Yes, sure.
They play every game. They go all the way to the Super Bowl, and he's the unquestioned number 1 guy there. Justin Jefferson is sort of a bet on him having 1 monster game and potentially 2.
Yep. He may only need 1 to justify against this Giants defense. He may only need the 1 game to put up 190 yards and 2 touchdowns, which he's not afraid to do.
But as you start getting down in the list, you start seeing like there's some like questions, right? I mean, again, like 16-17, Kadarius Toney over Tyreek Hill. Like that's a tight one, right? But the fact is like we think Kadarius Toney plays 3 games. We think Tyreek Hill plays 1 at less than 100%.
Yep.
And with the potential 3rd-string quarterback there,
exactly.
I would even say Kadarius Toney, man, they making an effort to get this guy more involved each week. I would have him up there closer to like in that over the Gabe Davis range. I have him in there.
Okay,
yep.
Interesting.
I think people might freak out about seeing Tyreek Hill there. 1, he's banged up. 2, the Dolphins are plus 425 on the money line to beat the Bills. That means there's more than an 80% chance that Tyreek Hill is only playing 1 game and he's doing it on a bum ankle. So brilliant.
On the road with likely a bad quarterback against a very good defense.
Yep.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about the Bucs, Lawrence? Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, who have, I mean, you throw out the Atlanta game, that wasn't a real game, but they really came to life against the Panthers.
Yeah, again, and I'm gonna keep feeling like any Bucs player, more so Chris Godwin, if they could get that win against Dallas, which we've seen how Dallas has played recently, the Bucs could very well, Tom Brady could turn on playoff mode, and Chris Godwin has been his guy. So I think that'll be the biggest value right here.
Yep.
Look, I will tell you that they're basically pick-em games in terms of the lines. But I think, and could be dead wrong here, I think the Buccaneers beat the Cowboys. I think the Jaguars, my Swaguars, beat the Chargers. I think
I'm with you on both.
I think both Florida home teams win this weekend. And to your point, right, Tom Brady's Tom Brady. He's got a full complement. There's a difference about playoff Tom Brady. The Cowboys looked terrible. That's a game they should have. Yeah. They played against a rookie quarterback in Sam Howell, a 5th-round rookie quarterback. Maybe he went too low. But regardless, backups. They had backup running backs. They had a backup quarterback. And the Cowboys got dominated by my Commanders. And you guys know I've said this on the show many times. Mike McCarthy, in my opinion, is the most overrated coach in NFL history. Prove me wrong. Show me an example of why I'm wrong on that.
Just looking like he coached.
He's won 1 Super. He had Aaron Rodgers at his peak. He's now got Dak Prescott.
Yeah, he's not very good.
He is underperformed. Like
if they lose this game, if Dallas loses this game, we're going to have to be talking about something with that.
We're going to be talking about Sean Payton moving to Dallas. Is what we're talking about.
Well,
they lose this game.
Everybody wants Sean Payton, though.
Right, yeah. He may want to go to Dallas. I don't know if he wants to go to Dallas. Anyway, what I will say here is that I just think that there's a chance. The Cowboys looked bad. I have no confidence in Mike McCarthy. I do have a lot of confidence in Tom Brady. The game. What is the line of the game? I think it's 1 point, right?
No, it's 2.5 at the moment.
2.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bucs 2.5-point dogs.
Yeah.
So more value on the Cowboys.
Yeah. Be interesting. Look, I wouldn't be shocked if the Cowboys turn it on. The Cowboys obviously have a very good defense, and the Buccaneers have been inconsistent. But all I'm going to say is that this is the Buccaneers are, depending on how you feel about the Buccaneers, or honestly how you feel about that game, is a potential area for real value in these fantasy drafts in the playoffs. Because again, if you think the Cowboys 2 games out of CeeDee Lamb, pretty interesting, right? I mean, right? 2 games out of Tony Pollard, pretty interesting.
That'd be real good.
Yeah.
Everyone wants Sean Payton. Everyone also wants Travis Kelce. who
Yes,
is
sir.
unsurprisingly at the top of the tight end rankings. I would say the gap between Kelsey and, I mean, Kittle's really come on the past month with Purdy, but I'd say the gap between Kelsey and everyone else is probably bigger than the gap between the best player at his position and any other position in the league. Mark Andrews was expected to give him a run for his money preseason. He comes in number 7 in your rankings, Matthew.
Under 10 fantasy points in 4 of his last 5 games. We don't know who his quarterback is going to be. You know, and by the way, we saw Isaiah Likely in the last game. Come on, does he suddenly get a little bit more run in this place? I just don't know what to make of the Ravens offense other than the fact that I think they lose to the Bengals.
Yep.
So whatever it is, it's sort of one and done here. Dawson Knox has scored in 4 straight games. He's sort of interesting, but just given the fact is that like tight end is such a bad position to begin with. And then you think about the fact that Kelsey and Kittle both have the shot at playing, 3 games, maybe 4 games in Kittle's case, right? There's a chance that Kittle plays 4 games. To me, those 2 guys are priorities in your draft and any sort of, where you're picking lineups or you're picking one player per team because the disparity at the position and because they both play for teams that we think will go far in the playoffs.
Yep. Lawrence, what do you think of Evan Engram, who comes in at number 9? You're buying him against the Chargers.
Yeah, if I want that value, we just talked about it. We feel like the Jags could go out there and beat the Chargers. He came on strong at the end of the season here, had a career game in that same span. He didn't have a great week 18, but they was just trying to win the game or whatever. But again, guys like Evan Engram, Travis Etienne, you get this win versus the Chargers, you could just breathe a sigh of relief because whatever points you get after that, it's just like you playing with house money now.
1,000%.
Yep.
I mean, we'll talk about this more on Thursday. We're not have a show tomorrow. We do have a show on Thursdays. We're going to preview the wild card weekend. Nothing about this Chargers team scares me at all.
Justin Herbert?
Nah.
Justin Herbert's
I'll
been
say
bad.
this. Look,
He's turned it on. He has moments.
Still got the same hair. I don't know. I still think Justin Herbert's a little bit scary.
you got-
he hasn't played yet. It hasn't really happened for him this year, but it's still Justin
He has not played well. He may not have Mike Williams. I mean, like the games.
Good job,
It's
Brady.
a
Shouldn't even play
It's a
him.
West Coast team traveling east for a game in Jacksonville. That's a tough place to play. Remember, that's a team that kicked the crap out of them. The Jaguars kicked the crap out of the
38-10.
Chargers in, I think, what is it, week 2?
Yep.
Week 3 of the NFL season.
Yep. No, that's going to be a fun one. That's the
Sorry, I
closest line.
interrupted.
No, you good. You got Everett and Engram close to each other, which, like, if the Chargers win, I wouldn't like Everett as much as I would have liked Engram that next week is what I was going to say.
Right, and I'll make this argument, Lawrence. I think there's a strong possibility that 1 game of Engram is still better than 2 games of Everett.
Yep.
Yeah,
Everett
certainly.
has been
Recently, definitely.
very inconsistent, especially down the stretch.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBC Sports and RotoWorld.com. Just want to thank you so much for watching what you just watched, or at least being too lazy to click out of it after the autoplay just kept it going. So either way, thank you so much for just letting it scroll by your screen. And now I'd like to ask you respectfully, please subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel for the latest NFL news, fantasy headlines from RotoWorld, and betting analysis from NBC Sports Edge.